Don't watch TV. Don't read magazines. Don't even listen to NPR. Create your own roadshow.
Sit tight and hear some advice. This life is a fight, so knuckle every fucker in sight. Then chuckle in spite, they suffering and scuff up their nights. Stuff them with spikes and buck 50 dimples to ice. Pimp them the guys who stick them up with chisels and knives. Make the simpleton die. I fuck around and feed a feeble type mind of the flies. And watch them carry on with maggots, cause I cast them aside. So say I won't raise your face with a lightsaber. I favor the buck 50, so give me a fuck later, cause I'm empty. Don't tempt me. I can be formed Vader or formerly known Annie. I am known to abhor many. I can hit you with the subliminal, smack you with every syllable, pit you against a pivotal, whimsical myth in physical form. I'm born myth, I am the pinnacle. Biblical raps, I'm that different, I will shit at you.
Life, an infinite energy beyond scientific understanding. Now, this energy has been transformed into a new weapon. Episode, Cronus kidnapped Sho's girlfriend Mizuki. The Guyver walked into Cronus' trap where Zerabubu's, the last hope of Cronus Japan, was waiting. But Zerabubu's was easily defeated and Mizuki was rescued by the mysterious Guyver 3. Guyver 3, whose side is he on? Meanwhile, at Cronus Japan, the most elite Zoanoids, the Hyperzoonoid Team 5, was preparing for battle.
Akashima's fate has already been decided. There remains only to send a report to headquarters. Of course, he'll lose his current position. Cronus will decide if he will become a Zoanoid or be executed. A death sentence in either case. Do you have anything to say?
No, sir.
Oh, you surprise me. This failure has cost your father everything that he once valued.
Makishima is not my real father. I was adopted by him to pay off a business debt. My father's company was bankrupted by him. He didn't really need a son, just someone to work for him. There were no real emotional ties between us.
Most commendable. Don't you attend the same school as the boy named Sho Fukamachi?
Yes, and I'm on the same student council with him.
Perfect for my plan. I will be requiring your able assistance.
Sir, honored to help.
A correct choice. From now on, you'll be working for me, Agito Wakashima.
What? She won't come out of her room?
The shock has caused her fever. She'll just have to recover from it.
I hope so. She probably saw the Zoonoids.
Yeah, you're right.
Tetsuro. Oh, hi, Sho.
Natsuki, how's she doing?
Well, she's going to be all right, I suppose. She's so quiet. She doesn't say a word. Well, I've got to be leaving. So long.
Well, thank you for coming by, Natsuki. I'm really sorry that you ended up playing nursemaid for my sister this evening.
No problem. Ask anytime.
I'm glad you could come.
Catch you later. Sho, cheer up.
Night, Natsuki.
You know, Sho, I think it may be about time to tell Mizuki everything.
Hey, Tetsuro, what do you mean?
I feel sorry for you, but Mizuki is already involved in this. Kronos is sure to come after her again.
Guyver! We'll keep her from them.
Everyone who has come in contact with the Guyver and the Zoonoids has been killed by the Kronos Corporation. But Mizuki and I are still alive. Maybe the game is up, because we don't know who has the third unit. We're dead. If we are to survive, we have to go public and expose them.
No, that's too dangerous. We can't have other people involved.
What are we gonna do? How can just the two of us stop them? That's what Kronos wants us to do. Nothing. We have to act soon. Otherwise, Mizuki...
Newspaper? You want to go to the mass media?
Kronos must be afraid that someone will find out what they're up to, and people will turn against them.
I don't think anyone would believe it.
I have a friend who is an alumnus of our school. I'm sure he'll help. We just have to find a way to convince him.
But without any evidence to back our story up, I don't see how your friend can help us. Because the Zoonoids decompose immediately when they die, there's no proof left of their existence.
That's why I insisted you come with me.
What?
Even if we had some photographs or something, they probably would believe we'd faked them. There is only one way we can substantiate charges against the Kronos Corporation.
I don't understand. Sagawa? I don't know what you're trying to pull with all this nonsense. I'm a serious reporter, and I don't buy into any of this. Either you think I'm some kind of fool, or you're out of your mind. Maybe you're too deep into your animation.
I am not a fool.
Ah, look, I know you aren't the type of guys to come in here with some kind of crazy fantasy you can't back up.
It's true. There really is a Kronos. Believe it.
Okay, all right then. What do you want me to do? Walk up to the front door and say, "Hey, you got any monsters for sale?" Ha! What a wonderful plan that is, huh?
The story must be worth something. Everyone who has stumbled across Kronos operations has been killed. If you write an investigative story, you'll be able to expose them for what they are in public and ruin their plans.
Whoa, hold on. Do you really expect me to write a story about monsters? Yeah, from the asylum.
Look, we're not crazy.
These guys are out of their minds.
I've almost been killed by them. If you don't help us, they'll kill me. Please, Mr. Takasaru.
Please help.
Nah, I don't really think I can help you boys. I need some substantial evidence.
What kind of evidence?
Yes, without more substantial evidence, I can't write a story about your Guyver thing, or your Zoa whatchamacallit. And pictures are worthless because they can be altered using special effects.
If that's how it must be. If you must have evidence, we'll give you everything you need to see.
What? Huh?
He said he'd think about it.
Tetsuro, was it a smart idea to have called the Guyver?
Of course it was. A lot of other reporters got a look at the Guyver. It won't be so easy for Kronos to cover up. Oh no! That's Takasato's office!
There is no time to delay. Since we can't find the third unit, we must kill Sho Fukamachi and retrieve the control medal. Team 5, terminate the Guyver. Understood?
Sir.
Your mission is to bring back the control medal or the body of the Guyver. You must destroy the school. Leave no evidence.
But respectfully, Commander Giro, if we do that, we cannot proceed with our mission parameters successfully or with any secrecy. It's beyond our capacity to cover up so much mayhem.
Agito, are you in agreement with him?
It seems to be a very common weakness within our culture. We worry about minute problems. In my opinion, we should retrieve the Guyver unit and eliminate them.
A worthwhile aim. As long as they are alive, they represent a threat to the security of the Cronus Corporation. They could go to another newspaper. Then we'd have to clean up again. Agito, plan the offensive based on your knowledge of the location for Team 5.
Yes, Commander. I need the data on Team 5.
Who is he? Agito Makishima. He's the son of the former head of Kronos Japan, future candidate for position of commander. Are you telling me he's supposed to be one of us? He's just a kid.
Did you see the explosion at the newspaper?
Yes, I did. I couldn't believe it.
It was like a movie. I was really scared.
Damn. Everyone thinks it was done by terrorists.
Tetsuro, that's why I didn't want to show them. Whoever comes in contact with the Guyver ends up getting murdered.
I'm so sorry. I can't believe the inhuman cruelty of taking so many innocent lives. It seems that Kronos has the capacity to take away anything. Except Takasato, that was all my fault.
I'm very sorry. Oh, Mizuki!
Sho, my brother refuses to answer any of my questions lately, so please let me ask you one. Those monsters, tell me about them.
Shut the curtain, could you? Please?
Why?
Storm. It's coming.
Okay, guys, in and out in 10 minutes. Attack!
Tell me now! What are those monsters? How did you and Tetsuro get mixed up with this?
Let me explain.
Tetsuro, shut up! Sho, I need you to trust in me.
Sorry.
Sho! Please answer me, Sho!
What was that?
Tetsuro, it's a Kronos attack!
I can't believe they'd attack the school!
roads leading to the school. We have allocated 32 operatives. The area is now completely isolated from outside interference.
The battle is now set for Team 5. So Hyperzoanoids go in as planned. Force out the Guyver.
What happened? What's going on?
I don't know. What's going on outside the building?
Let's go, man.
Let's get out of here. Are you going to the hillside?
Yeah, it feels like a magnitude 8.
Huh? What's that over there?
Huh?
Too bad you saw me, kids.
They must be planning to blow us all up.
What are you talking about? What's happening?
Oh my god!
Hey, don't come any closer!
Aota, Yamamoto, and Nakanishi! Damn!
Help them.
Tetsuro, look after Mizuki!
Shell! No!
So you come, Guyver. Head for the gate. Hurry, now!
What was that?
Huh? Friend? Yours?
Hell no!
You destroyed the school and killed my friends. Whoever knows of you must die. I'll never forgive you, bastards. I thought you were stronger than this, Guyver. You can't fight against me. I am the most powerful of the Hyperzoanoid Team 5. Hyperzoanoid Team 5? You kicked me, Guyver. Now it's my turn. As you can see, I can fly and control my tentacles. And I can do this. How do you like Elegant's 2 million volts of power? If all the Hyperzoanoids are this strong. How did you like Gaster's liquid missile? Get up and let me end your misery. I won't make you suffer, Guyver. I'll end it now. What are you doing? Idiot! Your missile would not only destroy him, but the control metal as well. I'll just cut his head off. It's all we need. Who are you? A member of the Hyperzoanoid Team 5, Sam Cruz.
They're strong. Maybe even stronger than he is.
Tell me what happened to him, and maybe we can help him.
Calm down, Mizuki. I'll tell you if we survive. If they manage to defeat Sho, nothing will matter, because that will doom us all.
So...
Ha! You're stronger than I expected. I'm surprised you still have any power left. My blades are made out of special materials which produce high-frequency wave vibrations. They will cut through anything, even the Guyver.
No, they're too strong for me to fight. But I must do something. At least I have to help Mizuki and Tetsuro escape.
This is it, Guyver. Your head is mine. Shit, you also have high-frequency swords. Who is it?
Guyver 3?
What?
It's the third Guyver!
How can you destroy Xanthus? Fire all missiles! Look out! Shit! Rise, Guyver. Rise, Guyver 1.
How can I hear your voice?
We are able to communicate telepathically through the organisms on our backs.
Telepathic communication?
Listen very carefully. Kill Gaster by attacking him where his liquid supply is stored.
All right.
Are you still alive? Oh no! How did he know my position?
I must ignite those two liquids, but I can't maneuver close enough.
The metal orb at your waist controls gravitational forces. Just focus your thoughts.
Guyver 3?
No, not the liquid! Gaster! Wildfire! Wait. Commander Duel! Abort the mission. Events have taken an unexpected turn. But Commander... Those are my orders. Return to base. Yes, sir. Remember, Dark Guyver, we will avenge Gaster and Xanthus.
Finally, the third Guyver has appeared.
So, Guyver 3. Now, all the units have been activated.
Sho! Are you all right? Come and help me, Mizuki. Hey. Mizuki?
Get your hands off of me! My God! Laura! Hurry up! You gotta get her out of
Can you hear it? What the fuck's going on in there? Get that fucking door open, now!
Sir, the door's all bent up. We can't open it.
We can't just stand around and do nothing. Just listen to it. Call the captain. I have to get in.
We can get to the room via the ventilation shaft and cut a hole in the ceiling.
Okay, do it. Mr. Sakomitsu, we're gonna have to talk about this. I want to know what happened here.
Fucking hell!
What's happening? You all right?
Tell us your situation. What's happening up there? Come in!
What was that? Was it human? Did you really think you could bring a monster onto my ship, huh? That pile of metallic cartilage has just killed 2 of my men.
You've brought nothing but trouble since you got here.
I want the truth, and now.
I've told you everything.
You're in deep shit. You'll remain in your quarters until I've decided what I'll do with you.
Ah, so here you are. I've been looking all over for you, Dr. Myra. The captain finally saw fit to release me. Not that I have any place to go.
Have you come here to pray, my son? What's on your mind?
Father, I don't think God will be able to answer the questions I want to ask.
Really?
Questions about that kid.
Leave Laura out of this. You and your ridiculous machines have put her through enough already.
What do you mean? My work has been halted almost indefinitely because of what happened back there. There's no reason for it. He was perfect in virtually every way, yet out of the blue, he went into a rampage and destroyed himself.
Yeah, so what? That's not Laura's fault.
But Doctor, aren't you forgetting something? Laura's the only person to come out of that room alive. The researcher that monitored the Vajranoid was killed. So too were the armed men above the room in a ventilation shaft. What happened in there, Laura? Why do you live? Was there someone else in there who saved you? Tell me, Laura! Tell me!
Leave her alone, asshole!
Remember where you are. This is the house of God.
Let me go!
Father, keep him away. Everything he touches turns out bad. He's a dangerous man.
I'm telling you, there's something strange about that girl's cyborg body. I have the right to know what it is.
He's mad, an evil monster. Don't you worry, Laura. I won't let him anywhere near you. Okay? I'll protect you. You're safe if you stay by my side.
You've heard what? The men think that this mission is doomed because of all the unexplained incidents. I think it'd be an idea if we contacted the Admiral.
You think we should change course? That's out of the question.
But sir, after all that's happened...
Just think about it for a moment. With global disarmament being flavor of the month, the U.S. Armed Forces are having to withdraw from their bases in every country. To compensate for this, our aircraft carriers have been redesigned for use as advanced forward bases. These ships are now the front line in any battle, so for us to arrive late would be unacceptable.
Vajra energy survived it all. H-E-L-P. The Vajranoid seems to have altered his molecular structure using energy from the higher plane. This Vajra energy kept his cells alive, allowing him to live on. Without the Mind Shadow, the cells would have perished. When his Vajranoid battlesuit was destroyed, I was sure he had died. But it seems I was wrong. I see a large amount of Vajra energy in this arm. But this arm, what is this arm?
The Vajranoid is alive? I don't believe it.
I didn't believe it either.
It's impossible. I don't understand.
I thought that the Vajranoid could not survive without his battlesuit. You yourself said that.
I made a mistake. We all made a mistake.
What exactly do you mean?
I found proof that the Vajranoid is still alive. Or to be more precise, the proof has actually found its way to me.
I'm sorry, but I don't understand, sir. Found its way to you?
The Vajranoid has indicated to me that he has a hostile enemy on board this ship and has had to fight with this enemy. This enemy is still on board this ship and is very much alive.
What? No. What is it? Another Vajranoid?
No, it's a living being that has the power of Vajra. It's a lot different from our Vajranoid. It has a natural mind shadow, one that is far stronger than our research has shown our Vajranoid to possess. He tried to fuse with his opponent's central nervous system, but was destroyed. Ironically, in attempting to fuse, the Vajranoid survived in a portion of his opponent's body.
You have proof?
Of course I have.
Will you show us?
I'll show you, but first I'm gonna need your complete commitment.
What does that mean?
Our tests on board this ship have been a complete failure. The Vajranoid just hasn't performed. And worse still, he's killed people. Could you face your bosses after so many failures? We've spent the 10 best years of our lives on this project, and after this disaster, they're bound to cancel the whole thing. Is that the outcome that you guys want?
Absolutely not, sir.
You have our commitment, Mr. Sakamitsu. What is it you want us to do to help?
Gentlemen, we have only one choice, and that is to deploy the Vajranoid into a battle situation so the world can bear witness to his powers. If it's going to be possible for me to do this, I'm going to need all the help I can get. So are you guys with me?
Tell us your plan.
I'm in. What do we have to do?
Okay, I'm there. That seems to be the only option.
I'm going to rebuild the Vajranoid. I'm going to do it using this. Our first piece.
I can feel a storm coming.
Father?
What is it, my son?
It's God. I thought you might like to know that I found God. And he answered every single question that I had to ask of him.
You must come to the chapel and pray with the rest of us. Confess your sins and God will cleanse your soul, my son.
What the fuck's going?
Sir, there's no logical reason for it, but we've lost control of the ship.
Do you think it could be the storm?
I really don't think it could be, sir. We've not only lost our electrical systems, our radar's gone haywire, and our communications are out. So as it stands, we're completely isolated.
Inform all the other ships in the area of our condition by emergency beam. Then get some men to run dispatches between posts. We've got to be informed.
Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. No! What is this? Satan has come to claim the kingdom of the world!
Wait, stay back! Captain!
turned it into a monster!
Hi there. I see you made it.
Huh?
How lovely. And as you can see, I made it too, Dr. Myra. Great, isn't it?
You didn't die!
Do you think I'm stupid enough to be killed by my own creation? My body has attained a new, higher level. You wouldn't believe how good it feels. I'm a new man. My research has reached its apex, its ideal form. The Alexandria has gone far beyond being just a weapon. She has been born. The Vajra has brought her to life. The flesh and bones of the ship's crew have been assimilated into the consciousness of the Vajranoid, which means their minds and bodies still exist. In other words, they're all still alive. More importantly, they're ready to fight. In fact, they want to fight. And with the Vajranoid at the controls of the ship and its crew, they'll swarm on the Karayin harbor and crush everything that moves. In a matter of just minutes, absolutely everything will be destroyed. Now then, ladies, this is the new state of being. Wanna try it? You'll love it. Trust me.
I don't care how good it feels. You're a monster. Just stay away from us. We don't want any part of it. Just leave us alone. Laura, you killed it. My Laura's killed it. My Laura's killed the monster. Laura, you have to kill all the other monsters on the ship for Mommy. You have to save us. Laura, huh? Laura!
They'll all die.
But we're gonna die with them, Laura!
Don't worry, Myra. You're not going to die. Myra, you won't die, and nor will I.
Fox to K9. We've recovered a female naval officer. Coming in.
They haven't responded. What do you think it is?
Jesus, what's that? What? Our homes! Look at our homes! What's that? Up there, what?
Well, what is it? Laura! She's come back for me. Look, she's an angel! Laura! Mommy's here! Come back! Take Mommy with you! Laura!
I'm down!
Laura! Come back to me! Don't leave me, Laura! I'm in hell, Laura!
What scares me the most, I guess, is what it'll feel like.
There's really not a thing to be worried about. It's exactly like going to sleep at night, only it lasts a lot longer and it's much less stressful. The computer will show an elapsed time of 20 years when we wake up, but we'll have aged only a year physically, and you won't have felt a thing.
I'm sure you're right, but are you absolutely positive? I mean, at the Space Lab, they kept telling us about all that stuff, but I would not be happy if I woke up a wrinkled old bag. It's okay, Lily.
Don't tell me you're bringing it into deep sleep with you.
Of course, like I'm gonna leave her at home for 20 years? If I don't bring her with me, I'll never see her again.
Oh yeah, and she'll be real practical to have around for all those space mice.
A lot more practical than your little pea shooter.
Oh, this little baby? I'm the careful type. There might be aliens, kid.
There might be, mate, but since our number crunchers indicate planet LA-003 was created about 4.5 billion years back and is currently going through a sort of Cambrian-era geological state, I somewhat doubt you'll find anything bigger than a flea.
Guess I'll have to shoot low. What the heck is that for?
Our Mr. Headquarters doesn't know the corporation flag?
Listen, funny boy, I'm perfectly aware it's the corporate flag. I'm asking you what you brought it on board for.
Leave the kid alone, Morgan. What do you care?
We gotta have a flag to raise on our property.
Ha! Look, bud.
Jimmy!
Right, hey, go for the promotion. Whatever twists your tits.
Huh?
What I'm interested in is the money, special mission pay.
Risk bonuses?
Now you're singing my song. Can't beat that with a stick, right, Harris? When we come back home after 40 years, we'll be able to retire and still be young enough to do some damage.
Don't worry, I'll make sure the contract's honored. Just don't forget who's keeping an eye on your efficiency reports for the board of directors, guys.
Well, I was wondering what the president's daughter was doing on this bucket of bolts. Don't despise her. She's very sweet for a barracuda, but don't touch her pussycat.
I haven't had the pleasure of working with the gents from the Japanese sector. See, I'm from the Australian office. The name's Berry, Dick Berry. Is your first interstellar run? Boy, the company sure knows how to pick 'em.
Sometimes I wish we could just take off without them. The noise they're making, you'd think this was a picnic. Can you believe the stuff they brought aboard? Weapons, animals.
Hey, lighten up a little. We all like to bring something on board, a keepsake, a good luck piece. I've got a lucky charm I've brought on every voyage I've made.
Come on, that's hogwash, Captain.
Yeah. Well, I can't exactly make too much fuss about anybody else now, right?
It's too bad they never taught us at the space training camp some way of not putting our foot in our mouth. I just put mine in up to the hip.
Forget it, but now that you mention it, there's something we're going to have to be dealing with sometime soon, and that's the quality of the engineers the camp's turning out. With every multinational looking to stake a claim, there's a real shortage of qualified personnel. The captain of the Baikal was telling me they have the same problem.
I have to admit, I was wondering why we always seem to end up working with a gang of incompetent amateurs that act like they escaped from a fraternity party.
Just keep your blood pressure down, because they're the employees of the mother company, and we're here to assist them on their mission. Don't get bent out of shape. We're interplanetary taxi drivers, and everybody else is just along for the ride. And speaking of which, I think this one's it for me.
You're not thinking of retiring, are you?
Yep. As a famous comic book character once said, I'm getting too old for this kind of shit.
There you are, my baby. I was so completely worried about you when I saw you weren't in your capsule when I woke up.
Morning, Guy. Hey, another day, another decade.
As briefly as possible, Watt. How are they?
Well, they're all a little wobbly on their pins, but nothing out of the ordinary for amateurs.
I think it's better if we push the start time back a little for the exploratory party and send some probes down to pick up surface information.
Sir, I got something.
Yeah, what's up?
Looks like over 20 years ago, we picked up a priority transmission.
What level was it?
Emergency level, sir. It came in 3.5 months after leaving Earth orbit.
All right, put it through. Let's get it over with.
I am Syncam Corporation's Personnel Manager, Interplanetary Division. I have a message of the utmost importance for Mr. Mike Hamilton, Commanding Officer of the Starship Seldes. I am switching to priority scramble now.
Put him through. It'd be impossible to keep anything secret on a ship this small.
Captain Hamilton, I'm afraid I have some rather unpleasant news to report. It appears that you have 2 people aboard who are not who they claim to be, nor are they employees of Syncam. Evidently, they managed to enter the training program at the center with false identification, and then joined the crew on your ship. We've investigated this, of course. I have their names and photos, which I'll put up at end of transmission, but Captain, I must emphasize the grave date immediately.
The rest has been erased, Captain.
How are we supposed to identify these bums if we haven't even got a picture of them?
I just don't see how a bunch of people who work for the same company wouldn't be able to recognize an imposter. You'd think they'd pick up on who the fakes were right away.
That'd be impossible, sir.
Impossible?
Syncam Corporation's a multinational conglomerate with affiliates all over the world, Captain, so when they put a crew together, those people could come from Japan, Italy, France, Australia. It'd be impossible for them to know each other.
So the first time any of them ever met each other would be at the Space Training Center. No reason for anybody to think anything was weird about them.
Right, and having cleared personnel checkpoints, the ID card would be their only identification.
They were certainly well prepared in advance.
To leave the capsules early and erase the message, they'd have to be a systems expert.
You mean they came out of deep sleep, checked the message, and got back to the capsules before we woke up?
Yes.
And of course they erased all the good parts, but what I don't get is why they didn't wipe the whole thing.
Well, if they monkeyed the timers on their own hibernators, I suppose they could figure a way to screw up that transmission. But maybe there was some sort of time limit they were under to do the job.
I can't imagine what it'd be.
We can't let them run around free on the ship.
Nobody's crazy enough to go on a 40-year round trip to some rock in the middle of nowhere just to play Robinson Crusoe.
Time jumpers, we're dealing with a couple of criminals, sir, that's it.
He's probably right, Captain. Once in a while, these guys fake their way onto a starship so they can spend 40 or 50 years hibernating in space without getting much older. When they get back to Earth, no one's around anymore to remember their crime.
They wouldn't have a snowball's chance in hell of pulling it off if we didn't have the deep sleep capsules, but this way they can start from scratch, commit new crimes. It's a pretty slick way of beating the system.
Some time jumpers, just great.
We gotta do it.
We have to do what?
We need to find who the jumpers are and put them in custody.
You've got to be kidding. On a ship this size, we're all prisoners. Just let them be. It's not that serious. Besides, there's not much we can do about it anyhow. Here they come now.
Hello there, Captain. Or perhaps I should say good morning. At any rate, allow me to introduce myself. I'm Harris Mead, and I've been assigned as ship's doctor.
Dr. Mead, welcome. I'm glad to see you're feeling all right. Since none of you appear to be the worse for wear after your sleep, let me explain our present situation. We're orbiting LA 003 after an elapsed Earth time of 20 years, 1 month, and 10 days. We're at quota 34,000, and our speed is 17,000 kilometers. You'll build a temporary command base to investigate resources available for possible utilization by the corporation and to facilitate...
Captain, the temperature in number 4 block is dropping rapidly.
All right, Carolyn, put it on the screen. Hold it. Go back. Damn it! An AC duct's been damaged and frozen air is spilling into the block. Dular, take a couple of them and repair it. Come on. What's your name?
My last name's Takaji. Tokyo affiliate.
And how about you, big guy? What's yours?
Morgan W. Scott. And I'm from the Home Office, Captain.
That's fine. I want you boys to help Dular in taking care of that busted AC duct. Oh, and you can leave your weapon with me. It won't be necessary.
I don't know, Captain. I feel strange without it.
No worries, mate. Give it to me.
There, you see? I told you they wouldn't match up.
Okay, but since the spectrometer readings were the same, it really doesn't make much difference.
How can you say that? You never even looked at the gas chromatograph for a comparison.
Oh, what?
Captain?
I'm sorry.
Something's odd, but...
What's on your mind?
Well, I was going through some of the old backup data, and this is going to sound strange, but the remote manipulator tore that duct.
The remote manipulator? You sure about it?
I still haven't figured out how they managed to get in, but I do know one thing. While we were asleep, somebody reprogrammed it.
Huh? That's great. So then what happened?
Nothing happened. That's it.
What?
Wonder which ones it
know how
could
to
be.
kill a joke.
You think Watt's idea holds water?
I don't know.
We'll never know their plans, only if one of them talks.
I'm sure we could find a way to make these thugs open up. Right, guy?
Listen, man, we're not the damn military. This mission's starting to bug me already.
You know, we could interview them all and then run their stories through the computer for discrepancies in their personal history.
Nobody'd ever go for it. And besides, it'd violate their rights to privacy. I'd prefer it if everybody just left it alone and took care of ship's business instead of playing private eye.
That goddamn cat is nuts!
Hey, I warned you not to bother her. Come back! Lily!
Pretty fond of cats, are you?
I suppose I am. They're a lot better than a dog.
Hey, I love dogs myself.
Got that right. I've got 10 of them at home in Florida, and I'm proud of them all.
Thank you, hero.
Yeah.
This thing's killing my nose. See ya. Hey, Captain, when are we gonna get to work? Things are getting boring.
We can't do much of anything before we analyze the probe's information. You'll have plenty to do after that.
I hope so, because I don't want to be cooped up in this tin can for too long. I'll go bananas.
You want to put some money on that?
It's obvious nobody's been around this part of the ship in years. A couple of hundred of them.
Well, it ought to be done by now. Carolyn, you put together the probe data. You two take the transport ship. Give it a complete diagnostic.
Okay, maybe you're right. Suppose Morgan is one of the two jumpers. Who do you think is the other one?
I'm almost positive it's that Jimmy dork.
Oh, yeah. Nah, it's probably that Hong Kong woman. What's her name?
Dorothy? No way.
How do you know?
'Cause she's my kind of woman.
Now there's a hell of a reason.
Lily!
Captain, if I didn't know better, I'd swear he's suffocated from Legionnaire's disease. His lungs are full of bacteria.
Bacteria? How can that be if the ship was sterilized?
I never said that the bacteria were from Earth. Take a look inside his lungs. Fascinating. I've never seen anything move like that. I'll be able to come up with more information once I've run a few tests. Of course, I'll have to admit I'm a little surprised I've been given my own job to do so soon.
What? Guy, stem to stern check of the transport ship. I want all the rest of you to check the main ship in 2 groups.
Tell us what's going on.
I'm not completely positive, but something was brought into this ship, and some kind of deadly bacteria were brought in with it. Half of you go over number 4 block, and the others check the gangway where Morgan was found.
Victim number 1 and 12 to go.
Told you I had a bad feeling.
Come here, little pussycat. Yes, that a girl?
Not a thing, Captain. Thanks.
How the hell could anything get into the ship? Just what do you think you're doing, Mr. Barry?
I told him not to touch it.
Oh, don't blame her, Captain. She did what she was supposed to. I was only wondering if there were any messages from my family, but what do you know? Look what I found instead.
I am SynCam Corporation's Personnel Manager, Interplanetary Division. I have a message of the utmost importance from Mr. Mike Hamilton, Commanding Officer of the Starship Seldes. I am switching to...
He claims that there are 2 people on board with false identification. And the most important part of the message, the part with the names on it, was erased. You wouldn't happen to have any explanation for that, would you?
As a matter of fact, I don't have any explanation, but if we don't destroy what was brought aboard this ship, it's not going to make much difference anyway.
Come on now, Captain. We've both got bigger fish to fry, so to waste time...
Captain, come to sickbay. Dr. Meade is dead.
Same as Morgan, sir.
Wonder where he picked up the infection. From Morgan or somewhere else. Damn it! Alien bacteria and no doctor.
It's like I said, the first thing we have to do is to find who those 2 people are.
Nationality?
Hong Kong.
Date of birth? Come on, Dorothy. I'm not thrilled with this either. But since all of you agreed, we have to go through with it. Date of birth, please.
I was born on May 10th, 2241.
You're 23.
Education?
I graduated from Washington University.
And had a baby while you were at it. Now that's the kind of higher education that really builds your brain muscle, eh?
Just what do you think
Barry, shut up. Now let's continue.
Prying son of a bitch! We all have something we don't want to tell anybody. We want to keep our lives secret. But if I knew what yours was, I wouldn't laugh about that.
It's a fairly pretty speech. I think for the good of the corporation, your turn's up.
Carolyn, any word on the transport ship status? We'll be at our first landing point in under an hour.
But sir, Guy and Watt haven't reported in yet.
They what?
Nationality?
Give me a look inside the hangar. What? Guy, come in. What's the transport ship status?
Just a second, Captain. Let me zoom in on it.
I'm afraid we're going to have to give up our first landing position.
Any idea how long it'll be before we reach the second point, Captain?
3 hours.
Do you want us to continue the background checks until then?
Now that we've started, everyone has to go through it.
Lily? Lily? Could you give me a hand?
My pleasure.
I'll help you to realize we're not in a bleeding picnic here. You come straight back after you found her, and next time put a string on so you stop losing her. Do you hear what I'm saying? Otherwise, I'll put one round her neck.
I don't believe it. He is so mean.
I wonder why none of them seem to have anything better to do than to look into other people's private secrets.
Well, company loyalty is very important. It has to be ensured somehow. Lily!
If she were alive, she'd be around your age now.
Huh?
Nothing. I'll look around this way.
Lily? There you are. Lily?
Jimmy Mangle, you've got a drug conviction here.
Huh? But I never touched that stuff in my life, Dick!
Well, the company records show you were placed on probation for some kind of drug bust when you were in high school. What have you got to say?
Wait a minute. They've got it all wrong. I can remember perfectly what happened. It wasn't me. It was one of the guys in my class with me, Jimmy Hangle. I can't believe they still have it on the records like that. Jimmy Hangle was arrested for drugs in high school, not me. They were always mixing up the two of us, calling me Hangle and him Mangle. It was terrible!
Do you expect us to believe an excuse like that, Jimmy?
Even the police can make a mistake in putting data. Why should I be the one to suffer for something that I never had anything to do with?
Well, that was all we were able to find in your entire record. None of it has any bearing on what we're looking for anyway. What happened to that Japanese fella?
Captain Hamilton!
Well, speak of the devil, here he comes now.
Yes, what is it?
Come to sickbay right now, sir. All the bodies have vanished.
Damnedest thing I've ever seen. Disappearing into thin air like that, leaving only their clothes behind them.
And just why were you in sick bay?
I was here looking for the cat.
Oh, I'm sure it's only me who thinks it's funny you happened to come here looking for a cat you knew you wouldn't find.
Lily? Come back.
Nancy, what happened?
Oh my! What in blazes is happening?
It's been completely destroyed by rust.
The wall's made of solid superalloy. It's impossible. It's got to be something else, but...
Bacteria. I'm positive it's been eroded by that bacteria.
Yeah, but if it's... What can we do, sir?
Since we've got absolutely nothing on this bacteria, what can we do? We'll lock this block off for possible infection and retreat to the main bridge. Come on, everybody, move it!
Think we've escaped the buggers, Captain?
I hope so.
We're coming up awfully fast on our second landing point, sir.
Oh, yeah. We still have our jobs to do. The transport ship, why don't you cover that with Dular? And the hangar bays will both need to be decontaminated.
You ready
Plus,
to
we
go?
have to
Let's
select
go.
6 members for the exploratory probe. Since Walt and Dular are going to be 2 of them, you better choose the other 4 from among yourselves.
We've plenty of time to do that in yet. We still have our little game of checking the backgrounds of the people from SynCam, and that means Nancy and the fella from the Japan office.
How dare you even think of suspecting me?
Morgan from headquarters knew who you were, but I'm from the Australian branch, and I only met you for the very first time here.
Believe it. Wait till my dad hears about this.
Hey, I hope you find your criminals.
Don't worry, I will. You little smartass, I'll find him.
Well, painful as you thought it would be?
Way worse. You cannot believe how mean he is.
What if the company had been given rotten information, and that guy's message was nothing but a lousy fake? They wouldn't try to drive us crazy for no reason, would they?
You don't think...
Hey, anybody seen Dorothy?
She hasn't been on the bridge. I thought she was with you 2.
No.
Huh?
She might be. She could be in sick bay.
Sick bay? Now, what would she be doing there, mate, if I may ask, and how would you know about it?
Well, Mr. Barry, perhaps you should ask her that yourself. Or better yet, why don't the both of us go see what she's doing?
Listen, mate. You be
Captain,
real
look.
careful how you...
What is it? Why in the hell is the hangar deck opening? Carolyn, what?
My commands are being overridden by the motherboard, Captain. I have nothing to do with it. Sir, my control board's been cut off.
What?
We can no longer control the ship from the bridge.
Dular, Walt, get your asses out of there. Do you hear me? This is a full-on emergency. I want you to get off of the hangar deck immediately. been deactivated. It won't unlock. Who's in there? Who hasn't been accounted for, other than the first 4 casualties and the rest of us here?
Well, a gal from Hong Kong, what's her name? She hasn't been seen around for a while. I bet big money it's probably her in there.
I'm telling you, she's not in there.
What makes you so almighty sure of yourself? You know an awful lot about the doings of other people. Perhaps you can explain it to me.
Yeah, if I can. There's no other way. Captain Hamilton, come with me, please, sir.
Disappeared like the rest of them. What's happening here?
She was checking the pathology of her lungs with the X-ray scanner by herself.
How'd you figure that out?
It wasn't tough. Because someone had done the same thing in here.
You mean besides you, eh? Come off it, hero. That business about looking for the cat and finding the bodies was a bunch of crap.
What do you have to say about that?
Yes, I was using the X-ray scanner. I was afraid that the bacteria had already invaded our bodies, and that was the only way I had to make sure. I remembered something Dr. Mead had said when he was examining Morgan. He thought something about it was very familiar. It reminded him of Legionnaire's disease, or a strain similar to that one. He told me the last outbreak was years ago. Some veterans were at a convention. 12 hours later, they began dropping like flies for no reason. Their lungs were filled with bacteria which caused them all to suffocate.
Could it be the same thing that infected Morgan?
I can't be sure, but the disease that killed those veterans was caused by the hotel's air conditioners. That's what started me thinking. The bacteria were piped directly into every room through the AC ducts.
And then?
Well, we know there was a damaged duct in the number 4 section, okay? How do we know something couldn't have come through that hole and into the ship?
Oh my God.
And suppose that something were some kind of alien bacteria. If it were strong enough, it could have passed untouched through the water separation tanks and filters. And then, it'd be a cinch for it to penetrate inside
into the entire ventilation matrix where it could infiltrate the ship's air supply.
I think depending on the physical environment, it won't survive everywhere on board the Saldes. And I think that's why Dorothy came here.
I don't want to hear this.
Yeah, but what happened to all of them? Did the bacteria eat them?
I don't think we'll ever know that. There are bacteria that'll metabolize on Earth in a short period of time, but no terrestrial aerobic bacteria that I'm aware of can completely dissolve a set of human bones without a trace.
Very intriguing. Medical man, eh?
It's a hobby.
Now that's funny. Something just doesn't seem right. Maybe it's because company data have Mr. Hiro Takagi specialized in space engineering and not medicine. I guess they must have gotten things all backwards.
Yeah, now I think I got it. I don't know why I didn't pick it up. You're not an employee of the corporation either now, are you? You're a detective.
Huh?
All I ever said was that medicine was a hobby. I don't remember saying that I specialized in it. What do you have up your sleeve?
The game's done, kid. You shouldn't have said either.
Very good, Mr. Detective. Your patience has been rewarded. You found the mad gunman who murdered those 3 men on King Street. I figured I was safe hiding on a starship for 40 years. I never thought you'd be willing to tell me quite this far.
Thanks for the confession. I appreciate it. When everything goes well in those rare moments, it's nice to see your efforts rewarded.
Just a minute. You can't arrest him here.
Normally, you'd have a point there. I usually leave everything up to the captain of the ship, since whatever happens during the run is under his command. I don't much care to get involved with the stuff that doesn't concern me directly. But our jobs here are different, Captain. Yours is to bring the ship home. However, my responsibility is to bring this here bad guy home.
I assume that message then from the personnel manager was your trick?
I'm afraid it was at that. The company was very cooperative. When I was first given this file, the only bit of information I had was the murderer was a medical student who'd escaped to the moon on a false SynCam ID card. That message was my one last hope.
If this were any kind of a normal situation, I'd have nothing at all to say about how the affair was handled. But take a word of advice. If I were you, I'd certainly have my lungs checked for any trace of bacteria.
Come on, Captain. Being a detective, I've run up against trouble a hell of a lot worse than some outer space chicken pox. I'm talking about your armed gangs with submachine guns and high-tech explosives and pissed off to boot. Now, you just may be right. My body could be riddled with this stuff, and so perhaps I'll snuff out like Morgan. But as of this moment, I'm still alive. And so is this murdering bastard. And as long as I'm alive, it's my responsibility to get him back to Earth for trial. He's the criminal, and I'll have to arrest him.
You're far too young.
What do you mean I'm too young? I've got to be the same age as you, Captain.
You think so? How old am I then? How about her? I just passed 240. Carolyn's 150 years old, right?
I'm 151.
Watt, Guy, Walt, Dular, they were all of them anywhere between 150 and 200 years old, if you go by Earth time computation. Space navigation isn't really everything it's cracked up to be. Thanks to the ship's cryohibernation system, our bodies don't get much older with every trip. Well, at least not physically, that is. The trouble starts when we return from a voyage in space. Everyone's thrilled to be home until they realize that 40, 50, or 60 years have elapsed back where they came from. You become... I was so excited by my first voyage. I got back to Earth and met my son, who I'd left as a baby. He'd grown into a man older than I was. But not even that could kill the fascination for me. No, that died after the second trip. There was no more reason to come home. All my family and friends were long dead. But even more than that, I can't catch up with the new age, new science, new theories, a flood of new information. People treated me like a living fossil, and I realized I'm an anachronism, not quite useless, but annoying to have around. So I escaped back into space and returned to a different new age. I've done it many times. It doesn't really matter what I tell you, after all. You can go ahead and bring him back for his trial, but you'll find out. You'll experience it for yourself. There'll be nobody left to welcome you except the computer keeping records of a crime committed 40 years ago.
Dorothy?
What is it? Don't shoot it! Because we've got gravity generators doesn't mean you can blast away anytime you feel like it.
What the bloody hell was that?
You're telling me that thing got into the ship along with the bacteria?
Could be. Anyway, whoever or whatever has locked us out of the control room knows a lot more about it than we do. Carolyn? Jimmy, you come along with me too. Hero, since you know some medicine, take care of Dick, all right? Take off his handcuffs and be very happy you're already in sick bay. I'll have to cut the door. Wait for me here. I'm going to rig a torch in the engine room.
I know some welding. Let me help you. Probably too late to regret this, but, I shouldn't have volunteered for this mission. I must have been crazy or something. If I were on Earth right now, I'd probably be happy, married, and teaching elementary school. Yeah, I was never fairly evaluated by the company, and I never got any of the promotions I put in for. I did my best, but I wasn't getting anywhere, you know?
I've met a few others who felt the same.
Then the Home Office announced this mission. They tried to recruit crew members, but nobody was buying it. Some people just have better instincts about this stuff. The pay they were offering was terrific, but it made you really think. How much money would make it worth it to leave your family and friends for so long?
Well, why'd you apply if it wasn't what you wanted?
My manager recommended me for the very first time. Maybe he thought I was the best man for the job because I was spending a lot of lonely weekends. You know, putting in extra hours at work. Well, then I kind of had this crazy dream, you know? I kept thinking, wouldn't it be great if I surprised everybody in the company and volunteered? Now that'd make my stock go up with the office manager. It was an adventure. Of course, given the choice between that and the situation we're in now, I think I would have chosen to remain back on Earth and be despised. What do you think?
Well, I can understand what you went through pretty well. Every space sailor I've ever met had some kind of bad experience in their past. They try to wipe out every memory of it during a 40-year stint. They usually don't manage it. Yep, I've known an awful lot of people like you. There.
I'm sorry, Hero. I guess I must have lost the key to the cuffs when I blasted that bugger. I apologize.
It doesn't matter. I managed, okay? What's important is that the bandage holds. Thank you, Nancy.
Do you mind,
Go ahead.
I can't believe, I just can't believe what he was saying about you. You couldn't murder anyone.
Appearances can be very misleading. But it's true, I killed 3 people in broad daylight.
What reason could you possibly have had?
They made my sister into a drug addict.
But how?
She was so beautiful. She used to write me all the time. She'd left home and enrolled overseas in a big university. Then she just disappeared. I inquired everywhere. No one had any information. When I went to talk to her roommate, she told me she didn't know anything. So, when I found her about 1 year after that, she wasn't anything like she had been. I barely recognized her when I saw her again. And you know where that was, Nancy? Prostituting for a King Street pimp.
That's terrible. Is she all right?
She's dead. My brain just clicked off, and I avenged the death of my sister on the men responsible.
It's true that drugs have completely contaminated the Earth and the Moon, but you had no right to kill them. We were on their tracks for months, and if we'd only been able to arrest them, we could have split their drug ring, closed down that prostitution operation, and that'd have been the end of them. You bollocksed up everything, mate, and cost me my promotion.
Damn their operation! My job was to avenge the death of my sister.
I'll buy that, mate. Maybe you can understand how I felt. You cost me 2.5 years of backbreak and investigative work, and I'm not likely to forgive you for that in the foreseeable future.
How were you able to get on board as a member of the expedition if you didn't have an identification card?
I have a close friend who works for the Japanese branch, and he suggested I escape with this expedition. His name's Hiro Takaji. He was in love with my sister, and he had planned to marry her.
What happened to Carolyn?
We have to find her.
Carolyn, are you there? Oh my God, it's amazing.
the hell is... What's a diagram of the bacterial invasion doing? Lily Cat? This block is completely infested. Get up to the main bridge now.
Yeah, but Jimmy and Carolyn, what happened?
Forget it. I'm afraid they're missing or dead. Come on, now!
It's metabolized even the bulkhead.
SynCam Corporation have a science and technology development division?
Of course they do. Every company has them. What's it have to do with what's happening on board this ship?
Well, it could have something to do with registration number 23703 Lily Cat.
Huh?
It's a robotic cat, unbelievably advanced. A perfect replica of the cat you brought on board.
A cat? What for?
That robot's controlled the ship ever since we left Earth's orbit. The engineers that maintain this tep for SynCam obviously believe we're obsolete and out of date. They don't particularly think humans can handle the job. I suppose they feel we can't be trusted because all we've got is old-fashioned experience and no scientific know-how, so they gave control of the ship to that thing. Machines don't need to eat or sleep. They worked hard while we lay in the capsules. If they found anything floating outside the ship, they hauled it in according to preset commands. Probably even have a full data aspect on the planet below us. Machines are the most reliable and faithful employees the company's got. They're not going to rely on a bunch of incompetent humans like us. And Little Cat's too faithful and reliable an employee to have let a bacteria onto the ship to wipe out the crew.
It's crazy!
reversal syndrome.
Reversal syndrome?
It's a function of some very rare bacteria where they reverse the mitosis of the nuclei and accelerate the growth process of normally dormant cells in a short period of time. What's weird is the absorption of the human tissue into the alien cell makeup. It's as though the bacteria have used the human bodies to metamorphose from a caterpillar into a butterfly.
If what you're saying is what happened, that those monsters are the recycled bodies of Dorothy, Carolyn, Morgan, and the rest, then what's to stop it from changing again into something even more horrible?
Yeah, but why metabolize everything but our clothing? Huh?
I've never met anyone so mean!
Come to think of it, I'd have done the same thing. He followed his principles through even though he already knew the bacteria had infected him. He came on board this ship with one objective, and that was to put handcuffs on an escaping murderer. And once he accomplished that objective, he never even thought about looking back again. I'll say one thing for him. You have to respect him.
The ship's reacting to the infected blocks and doing the same thing it did with the hangar pod. It's protecting itself by cutting them loose and blowing them up away from us.
Well, what if the computer decides it's gonna dump this block?
I'm not going to worry just yet about that. This block isn't the same as the cargo compartments that were jettisoned, even though the other ones are contaminated.
Let's not forget it's a machine, folks. Desperately trying to save itself, even though it knows it's going to be eaten by the bacteria after all.
What are you doing?
We have nowhere to run. We can wait in this block, but that means we'll die of starvation or become another monster like the rest of them, which doesn't tickle my fancy at this moment in time. So for me, the only answer is for us to kill ourselves. Okay? How about you? What's it gonna be? Chambers got 3 shells ready and waiting for us.
I can't believe it! Why did I ever get on this stupid ship? I was only trying to have a little fun. I have this friend who's so smart and really cute. It's all her fault. I hate her. And she stole my boyfriend. I wanted to get back at her, get revenge. I know exactly how she's gonna feel when I come back to Earth almost as young as when I left. And she's an ugly old bag. I never thought it would end like this. I never thought.
At least I can see my sister again.
Wait! Stop!
There's nothing more to say about it, Captain.
The bacteria won't eat everything. Even if we wind up dead, the ship will make it back in one piece.
What do you mean? The bacteria will destroy everything on the ship.
And I am positive it won't. On the motherboard, I saw a readout of the corrosion on board, and the cargo blocks and storage compartments were almost completely devastated. But bridge, sub-commands, and engine room were absolutely free of it. Residual magnetic fields are built up by our impulse system. The impulse drive powers the onboard electricity. That means an electromagnetic field. I guess the bacteria must be... That's it! The magnetic field kills them, or repels them.
If the robot knows that, it could bring the ship back home. All it would need are the bridge and the main drive system.
Of course it knows the situation. What possible reason could it have to blow off the cargo blocks except to lighten the ship for the trip home? Do you understand what I'm talking about? I'm saying that even if all 13 members of the crew were to die somewhere out in deep space, nobody gives a damn. The only thing the corporation cares about is getting its precious data without paying us if possible.
Does any of that really matter if there's nothing we can do about it? Our only choice is to die or be killed.
Or living! Remember what Detective Barry said. We may die any minute, but right now, damn it, we are alive. Listen to me. Every moment you're alive, you have a duty to survive any way you can.
But we can't, it's impossible.
You've got a big, brand new planet right below you. With any luck, you could survive there forever.
That's ridiculous. We haven't got any more probe ships.
Wrong. I still have my lucky charm, kid. Come on, follow me.
You brought a shuttle.
I had it my first trip, and ever since then I've brought this little baby with me every mission I ever made. Walt, he laughed at me all the time, but I just couldn't trash it. Our memories are powerful, and that little machine recalls every experience I ever had.
You can't... What are you doing?
It's a pity I couldn't have been a little better skipper, after all.
Captain, it's...
Be alive! Do everything you can to be alive! Registration number 23703 Lilycat. You're not going to bring this plague ship back except over my dead body. And, well, it appears it's going to be a little quicker than we thought.
I'm so sad about this. All of us should have been able to land on the planet, you know? Is anything wrong? What are you thinking about, Hero?
I was wondering about butterflies and if they ever regretted that, if they ever even thought of their past as caterpillars. And if the caterpillar ever thinks of its future up there as that exquisite creature in the air. We'll be metamorphosing somewhere onto another level someday. Some other kind or frequency of existence, if that's our promised end. We'll have to live out whatever our destiny is. And nobody can know what the future will bring in this world or even the next one.
Don't watch TV. Don't read magazines. Don't even listen to NPR. Create your own.